Hi, folks, John with the Wingman 115 channel. We are back at the Condor booth with Mr. Matt Graham.
Hey, John.
Matt,
Good to
thank
see
you
you
so
again.
much for hosting us.
Oh, my pleasure.
Last year, we came down. You had a bunch of goodies. I felt like a kid on Christmas morning
Yeah,
as we walked along. This year,
more
it's
goodies.
like,
It's sweetened
yeah,
with lots of sugar this year.
it is. It's honey on the biscuit. I've been sitting here for like the last half hour, just like giddy, like prom night, on all the stuff that Matt has designed. Um, let's start off real slow. Uh,
Real slow, like real slow.
we got to ease into it.
Okay. All
Let's
right.
let's
I'm too excited. Let's go.
let's do it. Let's pick one of your blades, say from last year, and we'll
Okay.
start there. I,
Yeah, so we'll start off with the primitive bush knife. This one was popular because I used it on dual survival,
that's right.
and I liked it a lot. It's a nice knife because it's very lightweight. It's a good chopper, good carver. You can do a lot with it, and it's got that sheath. You can slip behind your belt.
This is the only time you're going to see Matt Graham with a belt.
And the nice thing about it, it's super solid, so you can run around. It's not going to balance and do the big knife syndrome.
No, yeah, you're right about that.
So,
And what I like about this is that the quality and the workmanship that went into the sheath.
definitely.
Can you talk a little bit about the concept of the design of the sheath and how you got that?
Yeah, so I mean, this style sheath I've been using a long time because, I found big knives have their application in the wild when you want to chop, build shelters, do bigger tasks at a higher speed.
Yeah.
Versus batoning something a lot.
Right.
So I was always trying to come up with a design that complemented that, and I found that in South America these are actually pretty common. I was designing them, but then I realized that other countries were using them and really liked them, and I think it's just a great sheet.
No, it's
all
pretty.
around.
And what I like too is that you have a pretty secure grip of the blade in that
You do
that sheath.
Yeah, and your belt kind of pushes it down. It's
Yeah,
not-
so you have an interference fit in there, so it holds it in
Yeah.
nice and neat.
You can wear it on the side, on the back, wherever you want.
Now, the first year, you guys made it out of 428C, I believe,
Yes,
right?
Yeah.
Then
Wood handle.
last year, you guys, because guys out there, they were beating me up in the comments that they wanted a carbon steel.
Right.
You guys went with a high carbon steel
Yep.
and also canvas micarta or linen micarta?
Yep.
Canvas?
Linen canvas. What's the difference?
Just a little bit coarse texture.
Yeah.
What, it looks like linen.
It is quite grippy, but my understanding is a linen canvas, but I could be wrong on that.
We'll find out about that.
Yeah.
We will check that out. But I like the design. It looks really cool. And let's talk about this one. Because didn't you feature this one on a show making a bow with that? Didn't you rough cut a bow with that?
Yeah, this was a great tool for that. I was on Live Free or Die with Nat Geo,
Yeah.
and this is just a nice machete. It's not too thick. Looks like 3 mil this year, but just a good chopper, a nice big pummel.
I like the old school look of the pins too. And yes, a lot of people always ask what this is. That is the eye of the condor. That is their trademark. So we get asked that in every video that we do. But nice sharp 90-degree spine. So when you were roughing out that bow,
Yep.
I mean you were tillering it out with the spine of that knife, right?
Yeah. So this you can wrap something on the back, and you can use it to pull and actually create a sharp edge there that gives you nice curls on the bow. It's really controlled and smooth.
Nice.
So it's actually a pretty nice feature to have without having a separate extra tool.
Now, was this one made out of the 1075 or is that stainless?
It's 1075 as well.
Cool. So if you guys are the high carbon steel fanboys, you now have something in that wheelhouse with that. Now, this year's models, I was blown away with some of these designs. First, let's start out. Last year you had some carvers. Let's talk about those real quick.
Yeah.
Then we'll jump to the new ones.
So it's still out of the carvers, but this year we've got a totally different sheath, which we don't have right now in the booth, but it's let's see here.
And this is the part where I sing and dance. But no, it's a live show. We're live at SHOT, but we'll get a close-up of this sheath here in just a second.
So you can see it's kind of a side-drawn sheath.
Right.
So it's similar in design to this one, which is the mountain knife, but it angles a little bit more. So it's nice because it keeps it nice secure on your waist.
So at the curvature of your waist puts an interference fit to keep the knife from inadvertently falling out?
Exactly.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like that. See, there's a lot of thought process going into this. So it's cool for folks out there that like to carve. You have a new, like, small knife carver out here. You want to talk about this one real quick?
So Condor, I asked them if they'd do a pocket knife, and they said, yeah, I'll give it a try this year. So came up with something that it's aluminum scales on one side, because what that is it creates your bow drill socket.
Right.
So you got a nice secure grip. There's just enough meat to get your hand really in there, and it's actually works quite nice. Then you have my card on the other side.
Nice.
And just in a nice shape that really feels good in the hand.
Yeah.
Nice carving shape.
So guys sitting around a campfire, out practicing some skills.
Yep.
Be a nice little companion knife to have to work on, one, primitive fire, and two, just carving and making little tools and implements while you're out there.
Absolutely. So the idea with this knife is we've got a sheath that you can put a bow drill string or something in there, some T-cord. So for people that are more interested in primitive skills and don't want to carry a ferrocerium rod, this gives them a chance to actually go out and make a bow drill kit and still have everything you need right there.
That's pretty
in
cool.
one little package.
Now, a quick question, unrelated. What sort of cordage do you prefer if you're going to carry to do that? Because obviously, if you're using paracord, it's going to stretch. Right?
Sure. Yeah.
Do you have anything else that you would suggest to folks out there? Because we get a lot of questions about things like that.
Yeah, I mean, I use mostly just pre-stretched buckskin myself.
Really?
So, I mean, if you tan your hides and all that, you can
See, that's hardcore.
Throw that in there. But yeah, I mean, I'm okay with P-cord. It is kind of nice sometimes to have a little bit of give when you're putting it on.
Right.
Because it'll give you that ability to get it in there. Yeah, nice and easy, and then it's got a nice secure fit.
Cool. Now, this is a new knife this year.
Yeah, so
let's talk about that real quick.
So this one falls in between a smaller bush knife and a chopper.
Okay.
So it kind of does both. You still have a lot of control for carving. Nice big pummel, so people have nice controlled grip here. Can really choke in the backside of that and really get a good swing on that. And it kind of has a Liku shape, which after spending some time in Finland, I appreciated their designs.
Yeah.
So I kind of copied that a little bit in the blade shape itself, and just created a different handle.
And we were even talking offline before how I like the 5-pin setup and how, for me, it was nostalgic of knives from the frontier days.
Yeah.
It just had that frontier look. So guys thinking about, the Midwest and exploring and going out there.
Yeah.
Just as a kid, I just had that vision in my eye. But what I also like about that is that you put enough, almost like a Coke bottle shape on the side, and we'll cut away and get a close-up in a little bit. But it just felt really good in my hands. It just felt natural. And that's one thing, especially with the knife, if you're going to use it for a while, it has to be an extension of your hand, right? Or else you're not going to use it.
Sure.
So no, I'm really looking forward to that. What's the name of this one?
This one is, what do we call this one this year? It's a good question. I'm gonna look
We'll find out.
Some of the names that we put out there are trademarks. So we had to
Okay.
flip it.
I'm hitting Matt with wild card questions here, but it's all good. Now, this one here, I don't know if I can pull that out with the mic in my hand, but
Yeah, so this one's the mountain knife. And the idea with this is just to create a basic bushcraft style profile. And you can see it's got a nice palm swell there. Very simple knife, but very practical. If you want to carry a lighter knife, like I've used this shape before, it's a great one if you want to take down trees by ringing it, tawning the back, pulling it around.
Now we were talking about this also offline. And did this have a little bit of Scandinavian roots with it as well?
Definitely,
Yeah.
yeah. Their shapes are very similar to this. This one I made a little bit more of a spear tip point style, just to give that little bit extra drive into a tree if you're batonning the backside.
Yeah. No, I really like what you're doing. It's nice, slim profile. It looks really sleek and nice.
And again, that sheath is so important to me. Like having a sheath that's, I think a lot of people I see, they really like the danglers, but I like a sheath that's going to stay put on your waist.
Yeah.
And the knife's going to stay put. So this is a great design for that.
Yeah, for me, a dangler, sometimes you don't know if you still have the blade on you or not.
True. Yeah.
And you don't want to look down, you're cutting through alders or wherever, thick scrub, and you look down and all of a sudden you lost your rig and you're in the hurt locker. Or I could say, dude, you're screwed. No pun. We're having fun here. Let's talk about this one real quick.
Yeah, so after spending a bunch of time in Africa, like I just really like their designs. They have a double edge. So this is reminiscent of that style. So basically, very light knives.
It is.
2 mil.
That was the first thing I noticed when I picked it up, how light it was.
Yeah.
Now, is this one also a carbon steel? Or
It
is
is.
it?
Yeah, 1075. The carbon, all the knives have a bit harder temper on them this year.
Yeah.
Which, I worked quite a bit on those, testing them and everything. Found out that a harder temper was serving me better, so we upped that a little bit.
Oh, that's really neat. Yeah, I really like what you're doing. Now, we saved the best for last. This is like Christmas morning, mom and dad held that one. Okay, we had technical difficulties. This is why it's live shows, man. This is what happens. Christmas morning got ruined for John, but
It's back.
we're salvaging it.
And
Yes.
now it's the new year.
Yeah, because I kept going,
Better.
please, Matt, please show the Christmas present. So when I first came to the booth, boom, we saw this one. Matt, let's talk about it, because this knife has an awesome profile to it and the design work.
So I originally designed this knife off of a machete about 15 years ago, and it was my first favorite knife. But I was so attached to it that when I went to go shoot dual survival, I decided to leave it behind and took my second favorite knife. So the primitive bush knife, which is pretty popular, was actually more of my second favorite design. So finally this year we're putting this out, and etchings on it, I decided to go ahead and use something that was similar to that model that I made.
I know, that was super cool when I saw that. That was eye candy, because it just went boom right to it.
And this is a beast. Like, I really like this knife because it's an amazing chopper, but the way this handle's shaped, you can really get a lot of control on there, a lot of torque as you're carving. And this big wide sweep is nice, because I found, like, when I've skinned a lot of deer with this knife.
Have you?
A lot, yeah.
They're up in Utah?
Yeah,
Nice.
because you can choke up on this
Yeah,
big
you can.
wide, and it's like a ulu. And then once
You're right.
once the hide is off the deer, what I do is dry rack it, and then I have a dry scrape tool because it's
Nice.
nice wide sweep.
Yeah.
So you got a lot of things you can do with one knife, and it's amazing to make bows and shelters and just the whole gamut.
Yeah, when I was playing with it, and security said, no, John, you can't take it home with you. It has just enough weight forward, not overbearing, that I just know it's going to be an awesome chopper, because just the weight forward, but it doesn't feel like the knife's just going to boomerang out of your hand. There's just enough sweep in the handle as well. So I'm looking forward, wherever the Condor rep is, to
We could try it out
hopefully
on this
testing
chair.
it. Yeah, we're going to, there we go.
There you go.
We're going to test it out on the Condor rep. But
Yeah, it's just a tiny bit heavier than the bush knife, but at least twice the chopping power, and maybe even the carbon power too, because we got a nice long bevel on it.
But the way that you designed it, where it's balanced, it doesn't feel like it's heavier.
No,
To me, it doesn't.
yeah.
So that you did a really good job with that. You have one more item. So this is like the Christmas present. Then we found something in the Christmas stocking. Let's talk about this.
Yeah, so this is just a simple bow drill socket. You know, you got a nice steel cup in there, so that when you have your bow drill in there, it's not gonna wear through. Just something simple for people who want to practice those bow drill skills.
Oh, yeah, it's a nice little add-on for a kit.
Yeah.
People getting started out, even people that are established, just have something in their kit for the fire starting thing. Matt, I am so excited for you. 2017 is going to be an awesome year for you.
Yeah, definitely.
You have something that's going to appeal to everybody.
Yeah.
Bushcrafters, hunters, fishermen, carvers, everything. It's going to appeal to somebody.
Hey, do you mind if we make a tiny bit of smoke?
Let's do
Before
it.
you go?
Let's do
We
this.
might have to stop before we burn the house down, but like just a little bit of smoke.
It's fire retardant carpet.
Okay. So yeah, I'll just demonstrate how.
If we hear the alarm goes off, I'm running.
Let's go over here.
Let's do this. Okay, we wrangled Matt. We got him on the carpet.
Down on the ground.
G-rated. We're gonna see if we can get some smoke here at SHOT Show.
So yeah, this simple socket pocket knife,
Yeah.
aluminum scale right there. So you basically got a bow drill that it's not going to wear down, which is pretty sweet. And then there's a pocket here so you can keep your string in there. The thing that I like about this, it's, I think ferrocerium rods are cool, but this encourages people to go out and practice more of the primitive skills,
Right.
get that deeper connection.
Yeah, because once you own it, nobody's taking that away.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
This is going to last you a long time. So, yeah, if you haven't done bow drills, which I know you have, you want that sort of arch right next to the hole there. And we'll place it there, socket there. And then you got a nice smooth socket. Super easy.
It is.
It's like butter. And the way this knife is shaped, it really sits in there really nicely.
Now, some folks put a little bit of grass and green leaves and stuff.
Yeah, you don't
Do you
have to-
recommend that? You don't have to do
Well,
that.
you don't have to do that. Now
Put a
you just
little-
got
put a
a
little wax in
solid bit of aluminum scales
Yeah.
right there.
No, that's sweet. So we're getting a fire started up here at SHOT Show with Matt Grant. No, no, we had a fun time. Matt, if folks want to learn more, how can they find you? And
How do you find you got smoke signals are helpful for
that
stuff.
is because you're
Yeah.
out there in the backcountry a lot of times.
Yeah, I'm going to be running some classes this year.
Are you?
Yes.
Where at?
Out of Boulder, Utah. I've got a 200-acre ranch that a friend owns, and it's
Nice.
right surrounded by national forests. There's game, deer everywhere. I'm doing a bow class, outlaw class, and a walkabout style class that I
Nice.
used to run as well. And
How long do those classes last? Are they a couple day? Or are they a week long? Or
I got the bow making workshops a week, the outlaws a week, and then the walkabout course is 10 days.
nice.
And it's through Hell's Backbone Ranch. It's the
So walkabout, is that going to be like a primitive skills clinic, or are you going to be
Full-
living off the land? Or
fully encompassing. Like it'll really go hardcore and focusing on all primitive skills aspect, as well as taking a Stone Age walkabout where we just really leave everything behind.
cool. Now Matt's really shy, so I'm going to promote his YouTube channel. It's Matt, just Matt Graham. Right?
That's it.
I mean, Matt keeps it simple, which is cool. But I mean, he's got a really cool channel. Check him out. I'll leave a link in the video description below. Brother, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day.
Yeah,
I appreciate
cheers.
it.
Thank you.
Thanks, folks. We'll see you on the next video. Take care.